Hello from Hollywood. My name is Anthony Boyer.
And I'm Jess Canty.
And today on Take Fountain, we're going to talk about audition terminology. But I do want to talk about, we've talked about auditions in particular. There is another format by which you may have an interaction with a casting director, with a producer, with someone, and that's a general meeting.
Yeah.
Now, they don't happen as frequently as they used to, but they do still happen fairly regularly, more regularly than I think a lot of people realize. Yeah. Can we talk about sort of like, let's say that your agent calls you and says, hey, great news, I got you a general with the head of casting at ABC, and now you're like, what do I do? What do I prepare? How do I you have a million questions running through your head. So let's answer a few of them. Let's talk about what a general meeting is and what it is not specifically.
Yeah. So in general, a general meeting is not an audition.
At all, I would say.
You are not going to be coming in having prepared a specific character, specific sides. This is really about casting, if it's in general with casting, or if it's a general with a director or a producer that your rep thinks that you guys would get along well, you both like the same kind of movies. A lot of times this will happen with management companies in particular. If they have a literary division and a talent division, they want to match their clients together. They know they have a writer that is looking to develop for an actor. They have an actor that doesn't write, and they will try to pair you. And so they'll set up a general meeting for the two of you. It's kind of like a date. It's kind of like a first date. And so much of this business, we talk about this all the time, can be mapped onto relationships and dating.
Right.
How would you comport yourself on a first date, right? You would dress nicely. You would share interesting things about yourself without oversharing. You would be excited to be there. You would be engaged with the person that you're meeting with and ask questions about them, ask what they love about the business, ask what they love about their job. You are trying to forge what hopefully is going to become the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Yeah.
And this is your opportunity to do so. So, brush up on, if it's the head of casting at ABC, brush up on the shows that they've recently cast and are on their particular credit list. A lot of studios actually have multiple heads of casting for different divisions. So, do your research. Make sure you've watched their shows. If it's a director that you're meeting with, make sure you've watched their films and any episodes of TV that they've directed specifically. If it's a producer, know their filmography so that you can go in there authentically talking about what of this person's work has excited you.
Yeah. And the other thing I would strongly encourage you to do is absolutely prepare with the work, but also prepare with not work. I find that the best general meetings, you frequently don't talk about work at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think knowing something about them or just being curious, being genuinely curious is always a good quality.
Yeah.
And so to go in, understanding we're going to talk about work, but also we're going to talk about each other and ourselves, and be really, really, I want you to commit to asking questions and learning about them. People love talking about themselves. And, we'll talk more about proper networking, later on in another video, but this is a really good opportunity, especially when you're in the world where people want to take generals with you. That's a really cool place to be. And I would just say, take advantage, but also just really appreciate what's going on, because not everyone gets to that level.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last thing I would say is know who you are as a performer. And this goes for all the time. You might be out networking and someone says, well, what kind of acting do you do? You should be able to answer that question specifically. You should be able to talk about what turns you on as a performer, what kind of work you want to be doing, and hopefully it aligns with this person that you're meeting with. You can do this by just being authentically passionate about whatever aspect of the business you ideally want to work in. If you are, if we're waving the magic Hollywood wand and you get to choose the show you want to be on for the next, 10 years, or the kind of show you want to be on for the next 10 years, talk about those things that turn you on creatively If they're a match with this person across the table, great. If they're not, no big deal. You've made another connection, and we'll find you another general where maybe it's a better match.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching.